Also from Las Vegas, the incomparable Caballero, Joe Cortez. Introducing now the principals first in the blue corner to my left, wearing the green trunks with the gold trim. He weighs in at 122 pounds. His professional record reads 62 victories, 9 defeats, and 37 wins coming by way of knockout. He hails from Waipahu, Hawaii, the former WBA junior featherweight champion of the world, Jesus Hawaiian Punch Salud. Salud. His opponent in the red corner, wearing the red, white, and green striped trunks. He weighs in at 122 pounds. His professional record reads 51 victories, 3 defeats, and 37 wins coming by way of knockout. El Hijo de la República de México, the WBO Super Bantamweight champion, Marco Antonio Barrera. Barrera, 12 rounds, junior featherweights.
All right, let's go, clear it out.
Okay, Barrera, salud.
Okay.
Ya yo leí la regla en camerino. I gave you both the rules in the dressing room. Quiero una pelea limpia. I want a good, clean fight. Trunks here, keep the punches up here, right? Suben los golpes acá arriba, no los bajes los golpes, okay? Touch them up, guys. Remember, guys, I'm fair, but I'm firm. Touch them up.
Salud has had a lot of success against tough Mexican fighters. A record of something like 30-1, including a victory over Gute Espadas, who now holds one of the featherweight titles. But he's never faced anyone quite like Barrera.
But his biggest problem has always been with fighters who move a lot. And in Salud, he has a fighter that's not going to be moving that much.
Barrera starts things off with a left-right combination. Salud with a little left hook. I mentioned in the pre-fight build-up that Salud has a tendency to both hit and get hit. The same is true of Barrera, who has never been an elusive target, as he showed in the Morales fight. But one of those guys who keeps coming relentlessly and punishes you with body punching.
You notice how Salud is moving to the right. He feels that Barrera's left hand is the only weapon, real weapon that he has.
I think Salud is going to try to take advantage of Barrera when he throws his left hooks, as he seems to be fully aware of the fact that Barrera's attack is primarily around hooks, and he's going to try to probably counter when Barrera's throwing a left hook, try to counter it with his own left hook at the same time.
Emmanuel explained this because any viewer can see it. Marco Antonio Barrera consistently telegraphs his left hook. He dips the shoulder, hesitates a moment, then fires the punch. But he lands it a lot. Why?
That's just a habit he's into, and I don't think at this point in time is where he can correct it. Now, that was a big change-up right there with the right hand between the gloves.
I think Barrera is showing too much power for Salud early here.
He's showing a tremendous amount of power. This is
and he's landed about 4 stiff right hands, straight right hands, which is something we've seen him rarely do.
That's correct. Normally his right hands are as a hook as well as his left hand. This is the first fight that I've saw him with straight right hands.
And a straight right hand would be a useful weapon against Prince Nassim Hamed.
Very useful, and he's punching very well.
This is a sharp-looking first round for Barrera, who seems to have rocked Salud back on his heels with his early display of punching power to both the body and the head.
There was a straight right to the body on that occasion.
And what's important is the fact that in probably his last 4 fights, outside of the fight with Morales, he has not been that impressive. And this is a very good fight for him.
Well, Barrera said, as Larry pointed out in the closer look, he wants to deliver a great performance tonight. And certainly Salud expected to be more in the fight than is the case now as we come down to the closing seconds of round 1. It's just been a case of Barrera firing powerfully through Salud's guard and doing damage.
And seemingly the only counter that Salud has to offer is to try to counter with a left hook when Barrera throws his left hook. But other than that, Barrera's walking him down right now.
10 seconds to go in round number 1. A power punching display by Marco Antonio Barrera. Now Salud gets in his own left hook to the body.
And left to the head to send a nice message as the round ends.
And as we go to Barrera's corner, where they speak Spanish, or indeed in Salud's corner, if Abel Sanchez speaks Spanish there, our interpreter is Ray Torres.
Okay, make sure your long arms. You move around. We study that. You make a little step and then you hit him. He's looking at, he's watching you. But you gotta be first. You gotta move around. Make sure you do that step. Come on, let's put some water on the trunk.
Look of concern on Jesus Salud's face between rounds 1 and 2 as he spoke to Abel Sanchez.
So there we see that Barrera has started to use the right hand.
Well, I think Salud was prepared for a different fighter than he's fighting tonight. Barrera was expected to be basically a slow fighter, primarily just throwing looping left hooks, but he's fighting with so much more speed, intensity, and he's brought new weapons into the ring tonight. He's using a left jab, which he has not used that much in the past, in addition to a very good straight right hand.
So Salud, who thought he was completely ready for this and poised on the verge of a big upset, appears to be in a position where he's going to have to step up his game a little bit to stay with Barrera in round 1. By CompuBox numbers, 24 of Barrera's 36 connects, and that's a big number. 36 connected punches. 24 of them were power shots, meaning hooks, crosses, uppercuts, and body shots. Anything but a jab.
The way that Barrera is fighting tonight, he's going to be a big threat for Naseem Hamed, any of the featherweights, our junior featherweights out there.
Well, the way he's fighting tonight, his bout with Hamed promises fireworks and should be something to see.
It'll be a very explosive fight.
The way he's fighting tonight, Hamed might find a reason to be there on March the 3rd.
Salud pot-shotting with a kind of a hook uppercut from outside. Barrera a little bit more cautious in this round, not quite as devoted to walking Salud down.
You gotta remember that in his rematch with Jones, that Barrera tried to outbox Jones. And he did a pretty good job, not good enough to beat Jones, but he has some boxing skills, and he's showing it to us tonight.
He's showing his boxing skills, but also he's showing a different variety of movements, upper body movements, all around. He's a much different fighter than I saw the last couple of fights.
Barrera sticking with boxing in this round, staying outside and jabbing Salud. There's a right hand straight down the pipe. And another. Salud planted his feet. Barrera landed 1 and 2.
Barrera's shooting a good variety of punches, and he's not shooting them all from the same angle. He shoots a straight punch, then he comes back with an uppercut if you go underneath the punch. So it's going to be very hard for Salud at this pace to continually to be able to avoid some of those big punches. But Barrera's mixing up his attack very much.
He gets such great leverage on that left hook. He can rock you to the body or the head. You see him doubling up there with the left hand. And another right straight down the middle as round 2 comes to a close.
Very good.
Okay, now, you wait, you wait, and you wait. All right, there you go. Deep breath. Deep breath. Deep breath. Okay, you're sitting there waiting for him to throw, and your jab should be coming out before it hits. Now, we'll change the plan here. Get on his ass. Get right on his chest. Work on the inside, but I want you to work short on the inside, okay? Nothing wide. When you go wide, he comes up the middle. He sees you going wide. Okay, I want you to be on the inside. All right?
Be shorter with your punches. Right now you're going long, okay? You're lunging too much, okay? You're lunging.
Ahorita perfecto.
Everything is perfect. You're doing well. When he gets this careless, you come in.
Aquí, arriba las manos, arriba. Sigue trabajándose el acetazo, pero combinado. Combínelos.
Emmanuel Abel Sanchez, the trainer for Salud, is trying to change up right now.
Well,
sounds like the right thing to do.
I think he has no choice, because if the fight continues to go in this pattern, Barrera is definitely going to win the fight. He's very positive about knockout. He's doing so many different things right now, and Salud, waiting to counterpunch, is not able to anticipate what he's doing because he's changing up so much. And as a result of that, eventually he is going to get caught with one of those straight right hands down the middle or a left hook.
So that was the key moment between rounds. As Sanchez said, little change in plans here, and asked Salud to step inside, get right up in Barrera's chest. Salud doesn't look terribly anxious to do that quite yet. There's another straight right hand that lands on the button for Barrera.
And what's good about Barrera's right hand, as he throws the right hand, he comes back with a left uppercut between the middle.
Now Salud lands a right uppercut. And here comes Salud trying to get inside Barrera's attack where Sanchez told him to be. So Barrera goes back to the jab and fends him off, and then whips the hook to the body again. And a good right hand upstairs by Salud.
Good change up in strategy.
Better than waiting until the 9th round to tell him. When he saw what was happening and said, let's go now.
Yes, because the fight that they had trained for is not taking place, so they was able to change up because Barrera's bringing in so many different things. And instead of waiting, trying to figure out what he's going to do, just take it to him and try to get closer and smother him a little bit.
Incidentally, you see the word Tapia on the back of Barrera's trunks. That's not a tribute to the longtime 115-pound champion Johnny Tapia, but rather it's a tribute to Barrera's mother, whose maiden name is Tapia.
Triple jab. When have you seen that from Barrera before?
Tremendous power, active punching for small men.
Salud, stepping inside, is able every once in a while to land one shot at a time. But it's Barrera who's landing combinations here much more frequently and landing with considerably more power than the Filipino-born, Hawaiian-raised Salud. Good left hook to the body again.
That fancy footwork is movements that I've never saw Barrera.
Well, you know, Emmanuel, he's a very intelligent young man.
Yes, he is. Outside of the ring.
Outside of the ring.
I never realized how intelligent he's become.
Well, he's applied some of that intelligence. I mean, he's been a pro for over a decade.
Yes, he is, and he's fighting now better than ever.
You can't fight wars for a decade.
Knows himself pretty well, does Marco Antonio Barrera. So bright. He used to talk about going to law school, but now he acknowledges, he says, hey, it's been 8 years since I sat in the classroom. What chance is there that I could handle law school now? And still to come tonight, Bernard the Executioner Hopkins, whom you see warming up in his dressing room for an important showcase for him. He wants to put on a big show here tonight, then go over to the Mandalay Bay tomorrow night and go to the post-fight news conference and try to call out the winner of Trinidad Vargas.
Start throwing punches in the body. You gotta throw some straight punches. You don't have to throw that liver punch. Straight right hands. Doesn't have much, and the condition will be over.
CompuBox numbers through round 3. Barrera 40 of 125 jabs. Salud 13 of 56. So Barrera has been both the boxer and the slugger early on. Harold Letterman, how do you have it through 3?
Okay, Jim. I was really impressed by that left hook to the body after he stepped to the side in the 3rd round. 30-27, 3 rounds to nothing. Marco Antonio Barrera. Jimmy's got such a wide variety of punches, but I never thought he'd do that. That step to the side, whack him to the body. Marco winning it basically on clean punching. He's walking right through him in the first 2 rounds. In the 3rd round, when Salud tried to mix it up, he still outpunched him. So Marco Antonio Barrera, based on clean punching, 3-0.
Pretty easy. He's out jabbing him and out punching him. Salud still looking for ways to get inside, but presently being fended off by Barrera's jab. And movement.
In Barrera, you see something that I'm beginning to see so often. It's the same as Hopkins. These are fighters who didn't have an extensive amateur career, and they are steadily improving so much as a professional because the early stages of their professional careers was just foundation for getting the experience that most boxers get in amateur, being that he turned professional at 15. So he's fighting now better than ever.
Three-punch combination, double left hook.
Unbelievable.
Another right hand over the top. Salud gets in a couple. Barrera rakes him with a left to the body and a right upstairs. Tremendous stuff.
The variety of combinations that he's delivering is amazing.
Sometimes he looks like Chavez at his best here in some of these combinations to the body and the head.
And he's throwing almost every punch in the book.
He's thrown jabs, crosses, uppercuts, straight right hand leads, left hooks to the body, which is, of course, his #1 stock in trade. A little bit of everything.
And seems to be in excellent condition, too.
Salud gets a right hand onto the chin of Barrera, but you can see the difference in punching power when they land. Barrera simply much more solid with his impact.
That is a vintage Mexican combination there.
He just cheered for it.
Variety. Left hook and then finish up with the left jab after the hook.
And in the past, Barrera has often looked like a fighter who didn't particularly mind getting hit. But tonight, in addition to everything he's doing offensively, he's making himself scarce for Salud.
Very, very beautiful moves. And actually, he's throwing a little flash into his style tonight.
That was a wipeout round. That round was all Marco Antonio Barrera.
Esa velocidad está bonita, Max. Sí, velocidad como lo estás haciendo.
Aside from that straight right hand, Barrera has been throwing that uppercut. The left hook, the jab, the right cross, and he's been throwing a number of uppercuts through the guard of Salud. A full arsenal, almost a clinic.
The fact that
hands when you get on the inside. Okay, you make the feint, you got to move your hands. A lot more right hands. Watch that counter coming back, though. And here we go. Give me some grease. I got it. Okay? When you move inside, throw a straight right hand to the body. Just watch that counter coming back and ready for the uppercut. Okay? Come on, deep breath. Come on, you gotta move your hands.
Salud may have looked like a very young 37 when he walked into the ring. He looks like an old 37 right now.
And, you know, he is fighting a good fight. The fight that he's fighting with any other person that was a lesser fighter than the way Barrera is fighting tonight, he would be very much into the fight. In fact, the Barrera of the past, he would be very much into the fight with. But it's a new Barrera that's happening.
You know, there was concern after Barrera's performance against Monsalvo on the undercard of Jones and Harding September 9 that Barrera might have lost so much in Morales' fight that he wasn't the same. He wasn't going to be able to come back to his previous level. But as Emmanuel just pointed out, he's looking better tonight than at virtually any other time in his career.
He looks like a very good fighter tonight.
Quick left hook upstairs by Salud as Barrera was concentrating to the body. It's been one punch landed here and there for Salud, and combinations landed consistently for Barrera. Thus the CompuBox numbers you saw, which basically had Barrera doubling Salud in both punches thrown and landed. Look at these combos.
This is a new fighter.
This is quite a display, and it's going to make a heck of a piece of videotape for you and Chris Nassim to be looking at these next several weeks.
This is going to make all of the featherweights and junior featherweights hesitate before they want to fight Barrera. And that goes for Corrales and Mayweather if they were in the same weight division. He's putting on a fantastic exhibition of everything, power punching, boxing, craftiness, and he's found out that Salud is keeping his hands to the side of his face, so he's penetrating a lot through the middle.
And when you're 37 years old, you've had 71 fights, you've been around the block as much as Salud has, you know when you're in against a buzzsaw. And he's got a look of discouragement on his face.
Yes, and he's not fighting a bad fight, but it's just too much for this particular night.
So Salud will have to hope that Barrera wears down or that he can somehow upset his momentum. And I'll tell you, this is the moment at which George Foreman would say that Salud has to drop everything he ever thought of before the fight and just get in there and wrestle, brawl, use anything to change the rhythm of the fight, because he's getting the proverbial crack kicked out of it right now.
And there's nothing, he has no answer for this. The only thing he can do is go for power punches, try to move in close, and go for a possible knockout. Otherwise, he's going to take a long, systematic beating.
They call Marco Antonio Barrera the baby-faced assassin. And this is a systematic assassination of a pretty good opponent in Jesus Salud.
Yes, it is.
Another one-sided wipeout round for Barrera, and Salud's face begins to swell.
I think that Salud's corner has got to start thinking about how much more punishment they want him to take.
I'm going to stop.
Yes.
This is
How are you doing, Jesus? You feeling okay? You doing all right? Talk to me. All right, go ahead.
You don't move your hands out there. I'm going to step on the apron. I'm going to stop this fight. Okay? You cannot sit out there and be a punching bag. You have to move your hands.
You got to take this fight, Ariane, and let you.
Hey, guy, I'm here to make sure you don't take unnecessary punishment, my man. Okay.
Hey, give me a grease. Jesus, keep an eye on my corner. Keep an eye on me over here. Okay, Jesus, if I, hey, right hand, jab, step inside to be on the inside. You cannot be sitting on the outside like you're sitting there.
Here's Barrera again operating. I doubt that he's ever looked this good in the gym. But against a live opponent, he has brought everything that he has ever learned and more.
And all three parties, the doctor, the referee, and Salud's trainer, step forward to say, if you don't fight better than this, you will be spared further punishment.
I don't think he can fight anybody. Not tonight.
Both eyes beginning to swell for Salud. He was bleeding around the mouth as he went back to his corner. And Barrera just steps forward with that cold look on his face and gets ready to deal more. Effective counter there by Barrera as Salud pawed in front of him.
But always in position. I think Barrera's not only fighting to win a fight, he's actually seemingly fighting to win a spot in that pound-for-pound rating.
He is so strong tonight, Emmanuel. He's just busting punches right through Salud's guard.
The only thing that Salud can do is for a knockout. There's no way he's going to do anything but take systematic punishment until they eventually stop the fight.
See it blinking. And Letterman called the last round a 10-8 round. It was so one-sided. 10-8 without a knockdown. That's the ultimate compliment to the kind of execution that Barrera is delivering here.
Joe Cortez is seriously thinking about stopping this fight.
Well, big swelling on the right eye of Salud. It's getting ready to close up in the next round or the round after that. That's the eye that's been hit with those left hooks upstairs. And the jab, which has been a thunderous jab. How set in stone is that March 3 bout for Prince Nassim and Barrera, Manny?
It's pretty much set. It's just a matter of finding a site for him.
So this is not the kind of performance which could prompt fans to say, I have other things to do on March 3, right?
this is the type of performance that would make me want to tell Lance, let's find something else to do on March the 3rd. Fighting Barrera is not something that I relish, but it's going to be one tremendous fight. And as a fight fan, I'm looking forward to it. But as a trainer, I'm not that excited about fighting this fighter that I'm looking at tonight. And what Naz is going to have to do, he's not going to be able to outbox him. He's going to have to come out and go for broke.
He's going to have to slug.
And hope that his unorthodox fighting style of punching from different angles will be effective.
That's it. They're going to stop the fight, Jim.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Abel Sanchez, the trainer, is thoroughly in sync with the doctor and referee Joe Cortez, and they're going to raise Barrera's hand right now. A brilliant performance, as good as it gets, by Marco Antonio Barrera.
Jim, he told us before the fight, I want to put on a great performance going into the Hamed fight.
He did all of that. Now, Manny, you just said a mouthful, because you said that Prince Nassim Hamed could not outbox the man you saw tonight.
No, Hamed cannot outbox
Good
him.
job.
Actually, for power punching is what we depended on. That may be a problem. I think the biggest thing that we're going to have going into this fight for us is Naz's unorthodox style and being able to punch from weird angles and hopefully to get in a slugfest and try to go for a knockout. But it's going to be dangerous anyway. You're not going to be able to outbox him easily.
Because against the fighter we just saw, Naz will have to take risks.
He's going to have to. And this was a complete prize fighter tonight. I mean, I was very impressed.
In round 6, Barrera outlanded Salud 34 punches to 3. He landed 21 of his 34 power shots. This was a clinic on power boxing. And Barrera showed you, as Emmanuel Stewart pointed out several times, the full range of his arsenal. Indeed, he added elements to his arsenal tonight that we have never seen before. That straight right hand.
The straight right hand, the left uppercut
revelation
between the middle, the jab, the little fancy footwork, the little Jersey Joe walkout movements. He had it all tonight.
Let's go up and listen to Mark Barrow on the official particulars.
Ladies and gentlemen, the referee has stopped this contest at the end of the 6th round. The winner by tactical knockout, Marco Antonio Barrera.
Final punch stat numbers, and you can see that Barrera landed nearly 4 times as many punches as Salud. It got worse with each passing round. Barrera throwing 255 more punches in 6 rounds. That's a difference of 43 punches per round thrown by Barrera as opposed to Salud, and the percentage means little. All in all, it was a power punch festival for Marco Antonio Barrera, who completely destroyed an opponent that some smart boxing observers would have a good chance, or thought would have a good chance to beat him here tonight. So the upset is not Salud over Barrera. The upset is Barrera looking sensational after having looked very average in his last fight. Let's go to Larry Merchant in the ring.
All right, thank you, Jim. Congratulations, Marco Antonio. You said before the fight you were aiming for a great performance leading up into your next fight against Prince Hamed. Did you have a hunch that you were going to be able to do what you did tonight?
Había dicho que antes de la pelea que tú querías algo espectáculo para esta pelea antes de la pelea de Hamed. ¿Eso fue lo que hiciste?
Bueno, lo que pasa es que queríamos salir a buscar knockout, pero mi esquina me mandó a hacer un trabajo de rapidez, a manos, a no entregarme hacia él porque podíamos quedar en el accidente de un cabezazo. Yeah.
My corner, we were looking for the knockout, but my corner just said, take it easy. We're going to have a sure win. Don't get careless because anything can happen.
Where has this Marco Antonio Barrera been before, who gives us a virtuoso boxing and punching performance?
¿A dónde está este Marco Antonio Barrera, que nunca lo había visto haciendo lo que hizo esta noche como un maestro?
Bueno, antes que nada le quiero dar las gracias a HBO. Cada vez que peleó en After Dark estuvo más motivado. Muchas gracias. Y le pusimos muchas ganas porque querían ver a un Marco Antonio Barrera que, a pesar de que sabe noquear, también sabe boxear.
Yeah. First of all, I want to thank HBO because in After Dark I give my best performances, and we wanted to put on a good show to let the people know that Marco Antonio Barrera can knock out, but he can also box.
Have you just worked on these skills while we haven't been seeing them in the ring before, where have these skills been?
Tú trabajaste en esto en el gimnasio, estas clases de habilidades que tienes, porque no las habías mostrado antes.
Bueno, exactamente. Lo que pasa es que siempre me veía presionado a salir a noquear, Ahora mi esquina me cambió la preparación. Hicimos un trabajo en rapidez, inteligencia, y gracias a Dios todo salió bien.
You hadn't seen these skills because in the past I was real pressured to come out and knock the guy out and give it all out, but now my corner has told me that we can win by outboxing, and that's what I did.
Are you afraid that you're going to scare Prince Hamed away by this performance?
No temes que ahora con esta actuación que tú acabas de dar vas a asustar al príncipe.
No creo, yo creo que él es un gran campeón. Siento yo que es el mejor de las 126 libras y va a ser un gran reto para nosotros y van a ver un Marco Antonio Barrera con ganas de triunfo.
I don't think that would scare the prince because he's a great champion, but now since Hamed is the best featherweight around, now you're going to see Barrera challenge the best pound-for-pound fighter.
Thank you very much.
Gracias, feliz Navidad.
Jim?
Just spit it right in there, don't worry about it. Up your hands, be sharp, change your angle. Give him that, hey, come on. And snap your punch.
So you saw the